Second? All in favor? Aye. Anything else?
I think there needs to be a amendment to the minutes
And that would be?
to show that I was here.
Yeah, it needs to be amended.
Just add my name to being one of them, but I think I was here.
Yeah, you were here. You were here. And that's,
And on the March 18th as well.
so we approve those without exception to be amended?
Right. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Mr. Nolan.
He's right there. He's coming in this way.
We need his guidance for the next
There
quarter.
is another Mr. Nolan.
Y'all stop calling him.
That's okay.
Thank you, I'm sorry, I'm lost.
That's okay. We're to the new business portion, Will.
Okay.
And,
Ready to do,
we need to talk about nomination of chair and vice chair. There was a question earlier. It has to rotate because Mike had it before me that needs to be Democrat this time, or can it be either?
so the,
I wasn't the chair before.
the bylaws, what the bylaws require. I was about to point.
Are you all following the agenda?
Yes, sir. We're on a new business. We're discussing nomination of new chair.
No, I thought we skipped.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Comment.
I missed that comment section. Let us back up. I
Thank you.
appreciate you holding me to the agenda. Public comment, 2 minutes. Yes, sir.
I'm here in the peaceful transfer of power. We've had some situations going on nationally where when it comes time to transfer power, there seems to be some type of point that people are saying. But this has been going on for many, many years in our country and here. And I'm here in the interest of the peaceful transfer of power. Thank you.
Thank you. I think everybody agree with that one. I appreciate that comment. Thank you very much. Anyone else have comment? All right. Now we're on the good.
Okay, so there are two competing things going on here. The question that's been posed is what are the rules related to who can serve as chair and vice chair? The rules are the same for each. And the bylaws, what the bylaws of this board say is that the same party cannot hold it 2 consecutive years, and the at-large member cannot hold it 2 consecutive years. So for chair, for example, the only people that cannot serve as chair this year are Mr. Hazard and Mr. Apple. As for vice chair, the only people that cannot hold it this year, this coming year, excuse me, are Mr. Ellington and Ms. Beth. Right, so those are the rules. Now, if you're asking me what tradition has been in the past, you know, sort of a rotation, but we always got out members. The law requires, as an attendance, that somebody who's a member of the executive committee of a local political party cannot serve. So we always had members at different times who could not serve. I think this is I think now everyone is eligible to serve as chair and as vice chair and all that. So those are the rules, and I don't have anything further, I suppose, other than to say that nominations could be taken. I'm happy to answer questions.
This board to take nominations for chair.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Karen Evans Daniel.
Yeah, I second that. Any other nominations for chair? I'd like to nominate Mike Kaplan.
And so I'll let you finish if you have any. Okay. So what I think we do now is take them in order and ask for a vote on consider this annual and then ask to vote on Mr. Kaplan. And if there is, it's 3 to carry.
So it's just a yay vote we need. Oh, just a yay vote we need.
Yes, yes, and I know this question's gonna come up, yes, you can vote for yourself. And I would suggest that you're gonna have to.
All in favor of, Ms. Evans, Daniel? Aye.
Who was that?
For Karen.
No, who all voted for Karen?
Congratulations.
All right, so that's 3, so, obviously that,
I still need that, we still need to vote for Mike.
I think we're good at it.
For now, for now.
Right. We got all the, that's good, we had positive votes for votes. 3.
I like to amend the vote, please, to show I voted for Karen.
All right, the next order is, for vice chair nomination. I'd like to nominate Mike.
No, thank you.
Mr. Kaplan declines the nomination, so it will have to be, one of the members of the Republican appointee.
I'll second.
All in favor of the vote?
Aye.
Aye. So, congratulations. Congratulations. Karen, the meeting is yours.
Just put the name tags and everything.
So,
We amended the agenda for item D.
to the Sunday voting issue.
Madam Chair, thank you. We have a history on this board of doing Sunday voting. I did ask Mr. Gillen to bring in some turnout data for previous instances of Sunday voting. State law has already set the dates for Saturday voting, and I think being consistent with that, May 12th would make sense, although that is Mother's Day. So we might want to discuss whether May 5th is a better day for that, but I do think that there's a demand and it's appropriate for us to have a day of Sunday voting.
We will be having, makeup poll worker training on the 5th. It doesn't necessarily preclude it, early voting in the lobby of the Superior Court Annex. But those of us who might be otherwise helping here in the lobby, may be over there, keeping the class.
Madam Chair, based on that, I would move that we set our Sunday voting date for May 12th. And I hope that people will perhaps take their mothers to the polls.
I would recommend that it only be here at the office, not the 2 satellites. Because we're already going to be having people who will not be getting a day off for quite a while because of that. I want to reduce that as much as possible.
My concern with that is that we have other locations that are open every other day of early voting, and that might cause confusion among voters who choose to vote on Sunday.
Mr. Chair, I ask a question.
So we manage it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's the way.
What was our turnout for Sunday voting? In the last, no, 4
This
years
is
ago.
from the I got the numbers from May of 2022.
What was it?
That was Sunday, May 15th, and there were 511 voters.
Right.
And then in November, for the numbers of election on October 23rd, there were 431 voters.
And how many Saturday votings do we have that day?
I think 2, yeah,
Like one each.
we would have had Saturday voting for both days,
Right.
for both elections.
How many mandatory Saturdays are there?
Two mandatory Saturdays.
I thought that was.
Is it even
Oh,
more?
I'm sorry. I'll have my hearing. I do that. I got to turn it off.
And we move the chair to consent as of next
Right,
week.
I'm very confused.
There's some railroad track. All right, so on the floor, anybody second
For the vote.
the vote, the Sunday voting?
And did we, I apologize.
Nobody made a motion.
Right, we'll need a
Yeah,
motion,
yeah.
and it'll need to include, Tom made a, sort of suggestion,
Suggestion with
but it didn't, so we just need to make clear what the motion
My,
is.
my motion is to set Sunday voting for, May 12th at our early voting locations.
We need a second.
Second.
And we got more discussion.
Yeah. I second the vote, so, shall we, any other discussion? Well, I'll say this, I second it, and I kind of understand, Mike's standpoint of having all 3 locations open. Do we have enough time to, notify people if we need enough time to notify them anyway for Sunday voting? So would it be fair if we got it out to say just the central office? I know I don't want to exclude anyone, but I'm also taking into consideration it's a holiday, it's Mother's Day. Then you got the people here working, and they're barely gonna get a day off, so I'm just, I'm in favor of the Sunday vote, but I think I'm more in favor of one location. The 12th, right. And so that's why I was saying one Sunday, because you got training, you said on what day? On the 5th. And then Sunday the 12th is Mother's Day. So then that would be kind of take all of our workers and put them back out. And I know people want to spend time with their families, so. Any other discussion?
Is the vote for all the locations on the,
I mean, is the heartburn about, having 3 locations open, are the people where that would, change their vote one way or the other?
I'm thinking cost efficient.
Madam Chairman, I call the question.
the motion on the table is for all locations on what day,
May 12th.
on the 12th. That's what's up, it can go up or down, and we can go back to the issue if it doesn't make it.
So the questions on the floor is a second.
No, it's already
Or
done.
second, excuse me. So we can go ahead and vote, Mr. Kaplan.
I'm sorry.
All in favor with the aye,
Aye.
all opposed, nay.
Nay.
All right, so at this point,
Madam Chair, I do think that it's important that we have Sunday voting to maximize access to the franchise. This is something that we've done in the past. It is not unprecedented. It's common. And so I would move that we set the Sunday voting day for May 12th with the sole location being open, the main office of the board of elections.
Second.
so it's been motioned and second. All in favor of Sunday voting, May 12th at the central location? Ayes
Aye.
and opposed?
Those 3.
So we're setting Sunday voting for May 12th at this location. What are usually the hours, Tom?
9 to 4.
9 to 4?
I mean, no, 9 to 5.
9 to 5? And we're down to section 3, other business staff reports, Ms. Kendrick.
Okay. As of today, we have 105,682 for active voter. That's 105,682 for active. Inactive is 9,631. that's 9631. That gives you a combined total of 115,313. That's 115,313. On DDS, we have 1685. Online voter registration, we have 31. And pending for verification, that's 290.
Thank you.
And could you refresh our memory on what day, that window closes for registration?
For this upcoming election is, Monday, the 22nd.
And Mr. Williams?
We are in preparation for LNA. We had to wait for some information, some data from Knowing, who provides the poll pads, so that we can make the cards to test on the machines. So that information is getting to us. So Tex will be working on that between now and early voting, and hopefully they can get election day LNA done before early voting starts. I and one of our, I would call her a tech, but she just did everything. We used her in every position here. Adorn Owens went up to Atlanta for training on the more training on the EMS system. That was very helpful. And we have submitted our budget for fiscal year 2025, and we should have an overview of that budget. We met with the budget committee yesterday, and hopefully hearing back, they gave us everything we asked for. We don't expect everything we asked for.
We didn't ask for nothing, so we did everything.
Right. Good point. I'd also add to, on the Sunday voting back in November of 2022, the Sunday hours at the office were only 1 to 5. We figured most of the traffic we would get would be the after church crowd, and so that would be my recommendation.
We didn't have hours.
But we did not set hours in motion, but if that's been custom, I have no objection to that.
And that gives people time to take their home to church. Our board attorney?
Everyone's heard enough from me the last couple of weeks on it.
Madam Chair, if I might, on the budget, so I'd asked at our last regular meeting, which was several meetings ago, if there was an analysis of vacant positions, any positions that needed to be made full-time, things like that. Could you brief us on that, please?
Sure. We are in the process of hiring 2 registrars, 2 deputy registrars. One of our current deputy registrars is, I'm saying, going to be applying to become the chief registrar. That was Ms. Kendrick, who just went before earlier. We're in the process of promoting one of our part-time tech, Norm, to full-time senior election specialist position.
So is that a new full-time position that was previously part-time?
No, this was the one that had been Terrence Main Office.located position. So Norm is acting in that position, and I would just want to make it a formality. And then we will be hiring 2 part-time techs, one to replace his soon to be vacant position, and one to replace Todd Pugh, who resigned, retired a couple months ago.
And we've got on this sheet the figures that were sent over to Macon-Bibb County for the upcoming fiscal year. Were there any salary adjustments? There have certainly been a value dollar adjustment in the last couple of years.
There were a couple of people who are currently part-time and like full-time.
Was there any cost of living allowance included?
We didn't frame it as such. If we did that, that would be ideal for this the entire roster, but we specified two specific positions.
So what you're telling me is that there are positions on here where the figure would be like identical to the figure from FY '24?
There are a couple of positions and one more, a higher rate for, just specific positions. Generally, the cost of living stuff is done from the county to all the departments. When that happens.
Well, I think that, and I understand that the meeting has already taken place, but it's good practice to ask for, things that the staff needs and, not simply leave it at the hands of Macon-Bibb County. We have a good relationship with them, and if that has been your past practice to include that, that's certainly a good thing, but I think in the future, including that in our request is wise.
Any further discussion about that?
No, I mean, I trust that we'll just keep an eye on the process as this goes forward, and if there's anything that any of us on this board can do in helping communicate with Macon-Bibb County, I don't presume to speak for everybody else, but I get the sense that everybody is willing to do what's best for the organization.
All right, so we're down to the section of comments, public comments, 2 minutes. Any comments? Questions?
I wanted to express concern about the, information about the key and the, certificate regarding election security with our machines. This is an email between the Secretary of State's lawyer, Charlene, McGowan, and, Kurt Olson, another lawyer representing Ben Cotton. And towards the end, and I want to preface this by saying this is not the county's fault. I mean, the county released this, but it's not the county's fault where this is. This is the vendor's structure, but it's dangerous to election security. And this last part says, lastly, the findings described in Mr. Cotton's declaration regarding Dominion Voting System Inc.'s failure to protect the election encryption and decryption keys placed in the election database is a grave threat to Georgia's and other states' election systems. As Mr. Cotton stated in his declaration, with these keys, a malicious inside actor inside actor or non-inside actor can alter votes and vote tallies without detection. I am also attaching the sworn declaration of Clay Parikh, who opined on this issue. Among Mr. Parikh's many cyber-related qualifications, Mr. Parikh conducted security tests on vendor voting systems for EAC certification of voting systems on behalf of Pro-V&D from 2008 to 2017. Mr. Parikh further described Dominion's placing of these master cryptographic encryption keys unprotected on the election database, other than a Windows login, which is easily bypassed in plain text, is, quote, an egregious, inexcusable violation of longstanding basic security practices. So, and it says the Bibb County Backup Election Database, which is public data, is precisely what Mr. Cotton forensically examined. And I think this was accidentally released with an open records request back in the fall of 2021. So I think that, I guess my concern is that can happen, and inside or outside, and that this vendor is fatally flawed, and I'm concerned about everyone's vote. It's an American issue, not a party issue, and I urge Bibb County to get in touch with the Secretary of State and find out immediately what is going to be done to secure this and deal with this issue.
Any other public comments? If not, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Second.
All in favor?
There you go.
One thing that is in the calendar is mixed in with the agenda, because of the
Oh, where you
Oh,